Disney list time. Take a look at some of the best and not so great things from across the Walt Disney Company. This week, heading out east to Walt Disney World, specifically the best ways to save at Walt Disney World in 2023. Here with reporter Garrett Hassel, our travel agent Katrina Manzone, and we're going to start with Garrett. What would you suggest to someone looking to save on a Disney World vacation this year? Some tips you might have for them.
First, probably the best thing is to plan a little ahead. Don't just do it last second, because if you are if you're driving, it's not as bad. But if you are having to fly, say from California to Florida, then it's going to cost you a little bit more, especially as you get closer to your actual vacation date. So plan ahead so that way you get the tickets early at a more affordable rate, because, airplane tickets, they're getting costlier and costlier,
Yeah, they are.
It's something about the airlines, not making much money in 2020. I don't know anything about that. But planning in advance is good. Also, getting your hotel stuff handled right away, not just putting it last second, because there are some good deals if you do stay on the Disney property. If not, there are hundreds of hotels around Disney World to where you can save a little extra by not staying on property. But probably my big, if you would put a golden star on it, it would be if there is something to, if there's something that you buy a lot of that adds up very quickly, such as buying water in the parks, don't buy water in the parks. Bring water bottles and refill them in the park, because if you buy a water at Disney World, it's more than likely going to be Dasani, because, that's the Coke brand, and Dasani is icky, and it's also just purified tap water, just with this fancy logo on it. And you can go to water fountains or water stations, fill them up. They have a lot more of the fancy ones where you put your water under, automatically fills it up instead of having to press the button down on the water fountain. So bring water bottles, bring little snacks with you, whether you have little ones or you just get hungry. It will save you a lot of money if you, instead of having to get 5 snacks for 5 individuals, you bring some snacks with you that are just as good and will save you, $5 to pop each purchase. That will save you money in the long run, because people think that Disney costs money with the big picture items. No, the ticket is actually more affordable than you realize. It's all the little add-ons, the little gifts, the little snacks, the little sodas, the waters, the candies. That adds up dramatically, because you'll just see that and you're like, oh my gosh, I spent $60 on what? Oh, popcorn. Don't get me wrong, the popcorn is phenomenal, but bring some snacks along, save yourself the time, and it will help overall. So yeah, I would just say if there are items that get bought over and over again, try and think, how can I, lower this cost? Don't get me wrong, it's great to have a soda, but if you're ordering 13 sodas in a row, maybe just get the soda mug at your resort, refill that up, boom, split it amongst all your family members, and you'll save a ton of money overall. So save big money by reducing little purchases.
Very smart.
That will be my golden goose talk.
Thank you, Golden Goose. Yes, those things definitely add up very quickly, and certainly those little incremental items are very much something that families need to plot and plan for, because they sneak up on you, that's for sure.
They do, and it is frightening.
Want to be careful. And Katrina, same question. Ways to save at Walt Disney World in 2023. Disney vacation now costs more than ever before. Travel is through the roof. Inflation is sky high. There are a lot of things that add up on a trip at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Ways to save in your mind.
So like Garrett said, plan ahead. Even the airline price, airlines and stuff, get it done. But keep active on available discounts through Walt Disney World, because if you book your hotel through Walt Disney World, sometimes, depending on the year, they'll always come up with a discount. So for Disney Visa, and a lot of people do have Disney Visas, they have them for Disney Plus every now and then. They just started it up last year. So if you have a Disney Plus account, you can get discounts if you're a Florida resident. Just little things like that. And sometimes they have them if you stay I think the minimum's 4 days and above, depending on the the level of hotel, you can get certain percentages off too. So just because you booked a hotel a year ago or whatnot, and then you didn't get a discount, but then they just brought a discount in, don't think that you can't get it, and if you booked through a travel agent, your travel agent should be actively looking at these for you to see if they can apply the discount for you. And if they can't, then they can try to cancel your reservation and rebook. So I highly recommend you trying to book through a travel, like your Disney travel agent, just because they can maneuver around the Disney system a little bit. Because if you try to book it through like Expedia or some other site, you may not be able to get a discount. And if you cancel, you may get like a fee charged to your credit card or something for canceling your reservation. So I would say keep it with your Disney travel agent or through Disney itself, especially if you do like a package, like a ticket package with a room package, because if you do cancel and rebook, you're not lost on the tickets because it's part of the package. So you're not paying for the ticket at that moment, so you're not stuck with it. And then I would say don't go on peak seasons because those things are expensive. So don't think you're going to have a really fun time going at Christmas and New Year's Eve because those are like a fun time to go. It is going to be miserable and it's going to be busy. And if you don't know how to properly do your vacation, you're going to have a miserable time, to be honest.
What about 4th of July? I hear 4th
Oh my
of July
God, yeah, that one
day.
too. Like any peak season, it is miserable. Like just, it is bad.
July in Orlando. Who doesn't want to be there?
It is. Honestly, we used to love going on Thanksgiving, like years back, because it used to be dead. Like, and that was the only holiday I would travel. But the flights were ridiculously stupid. Getting back to LAX, we would wait a couple days after to like fly back, and it was always really fun.
Yeah.
But then, like the last few years, it got busier and busier on Thanksgiving, so we don't go anymore. Like pretty much every holiday is just axed out now. But always check peak season, or like don't go on a peak season just to kind of save money on hotels, and then watch out if there's like marathon events or anything because they do charge more per room.
Great
So
point.
just make sure you go between that time, between those times. And then also a lot of people talk about it. If you go to Target, there are Disney gift cards that you can buy, and I think it's like if you're a Target Red member, you get like if you buy it, you get 5% off on Disney gift cards. I wouldn't say use the gift cards to book your hotels and stuff because that gets really tricky. Use your credit card because a lot of credit cards have like travel insurance and stuff attached to your credit card. But I would say use those gift cards to go to Disney and actually use it throughout Disney World. So if you're going to get popcorn, or you're going to get water, you're going to get gifts, you're going to go to the Food and Wine Festival, use those gift cards. You got 5% off on it. And then also Costco gift cards. I know Costco has it for Landry's, and Landry's has a lot of restaurants within Disney. So Yak and Yeti, Rainforest Cafe, T-Rex. So you can buy gift card through Costco. I think it's like $80. You spend $80 for a $100 gift card.
Oh, very smart.
So we've done that a few times for Yak and Yeti because I can chow down at Yak and Yeti. So so I definitely use that gift card. So we spend, you save $20
Great
already
idea.
on there. So that's always really helpful. And then on top of it too, like if you sign up for like a Landry's card or something, you get a couple dollars off, I think, on your first trip. And then you don't even have to make a reservation. You just show up and show your Landry's card like a cool member. And then they'll seat you whenever you want. So like if you know like your kids really love T-Rex and Rainforest Cafe and Yak and Yeti on your trip, sign up for it. And then you don't even have to make reservations. You just show up the day of or like the time you want to go, and they fit you in within like 15 minutes. And then you can use your little gift cards. And then they, I don't think you can use your gift cards on top of the discount. No, I think you can. The gift card on
Landry's
top of that
VIP.
gift count. Like that's what we did the last trip. We signed up for the Landry's card because it was like a 2-hour wait. And so we signed up for the Landry's card, and then we got, I think like what, $20 off, I think that first time. And then I used my little gift cards. Got like what, $40 off on our
Ways
food?
to do it. Listen to that.
Yeah.
Katrina is playing chess while everyone else playing
That's
checkers.
what's up.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, so now we have it. I don't know. I forgot how much you pay a year, but you just get it back plus more, and then you earn points. So, we might as well just use it when we go to Florida. So those are things to think about. Just like the little things add up, just like he said. The little things add up, so if you could try to find a way to go around it, you can save a lot of money.
Outstanding ideas. And I'll also share with you, don't be so tethered to having to stay on property. Orlando is huge when it comes to staying outside the property. Not only, other types of hotel resorts and things of that nature, but Airbnb is your friend. The last couple of trips that I have done to Walt Disney World, I've strictly done Airbnb because I cannot justify the price anymore of various Disney World property hotels. And the Airbnb properties, oftentimes, believe it or not, are hotels in disguise, giving you dirt cheap rates. And so I have stayed at 2-bedroom villas by myself bigger than my home. I've stayed in these massive villas on resort properties getting catered to left and right for pennies on the dollar because they can't fill the rooms for one reason or another. And so go the Airbnb route, save a ton of money, and then extend your trip. That's the thing that I always like to, sort of encourage people to think about. If you want to spend more time going to Disney World and less time worrying about how am I going to afford the cost of where I'm going to stay during that time, go the Airbnb route. You can find some
If you don't mind
deals.
driving, then I would say do it. Yeah. I hate the Florida freeways. Some cuckoo Looney Tune built those freeways.
You don't love I-4 that's been under construction since 1983?
Some crazy person built it. Like there's one moment the road is there, and then the next minute the lane is done, and you have to merge. I was like, what?
They want to make sure you're paying attention.
So I hate it. So I would say if it's nearby like Disney World and if you're okay to drive and rent a car and stuff, I would say highly do that, because parking even at Disney World, it's like what, $35 now, I think. So even that, you're like, yes, you have to spend money, but you're saving so much money.
Absolutely. And Ubering and lifting around the resort property is pretty dang cheap for the most part, even though Disney World is a very large property. For the most part, if you do it right and you decide to just Uber over to Disney Springs and then take buses to different resorts, maybe for dining reservations and things of that nature, or, to take an Uber to a park in the morning and then just take a resort bus back to a resort and pick up an Uber or Lyft. It's so much easier that way. So definitely a lot of ways in which to save when you visit Walt Disney World in 2023. These are just some of the ideas that we have for you. You let us know, how do you save when you visit Disney World? Let us know in the comments.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.